Arachna also in a lot of trouble. Pestilence managing to get on top of Arachna there. And Frey finally making a comeback here, although Dark Lady now getting in the fight. I don't think she was there in time. As we see, Pestilence not able to go toe-to-toe with Dark Lady there. Did they just... I think they...
Frey must be kicking themselves. That was just completely down to Pestilence's blink, stun, and the fact they wasted so long, it's so much wasted potential. That was a one team fight, pretty much just because of Pestilence's positioning. If they could have gotten that full key earlier, they could have avoided the stomping of their game.
Well, yeah, Arachna actually very fast reflexes, managed to get out of there just before Pestilence hit him. I think he probably shift-queued that blink just because how fast it was. To see which, with the dust, just rolling around the jungle. But, Trusky's managed to get a cheeky deny there, so didn't even get the tower down properly. So you see Glacius getting ready to stack up, but at the moment I have to say, Glacius looking a bit squishy there. He's probably kind of going to turn into food for Arachna.
I don't know if GGPR has played Glacius before, but I really don't like the skill build he's going with. He's got 4 in his aura and 2 in his stun. And at 27 minutes in, I really don't think your team needs the extra 1 point per second in mana regen like it does need the extra 1.5 seconds of stun. So I think that's a bit of a misjudgment there by GGPR, or maybe he's got the levels too.
Personally, when I build Glacius, I go for I just max out Tundra Blast as fast as possible, have 1 in Ice Imprisonment, and then slowly build up the aura. Don't even bother to get the ult until later.
That's such a pro player.
I gotta say, I disagree with both of you. I think he's going the right build, and it's just a matter of his team getting shit stomped that he doesn't have stun max.
Fair enough then.
I don't know how. I just don't know how long he's been level 8 for, but if usually I only keep play Glacius alive. I just keep the aura at a pretty low level unless I can get up to some levels in early game. But I just think getting the stun max as fast as possible is more important.
I don't like maxing Ice Imprisonment first because it's just not a proper stun. You know, if he's trying to gain something like Witch Slayer will just shoot him through it anyway. So, I think it comes down to how you choose to play Glacius. If you're gonna be like a passive support and you're gonna spend most of your time stacking creep in the jungles and stuff, then yeah, fair enough, get your aura maxed up early because you're not doing a whole lot of team fighting anyway. But in this case, his team's been getting shit stomped and they do need him in the fights, and he's not able to really provide anything. Just because he's got a level 1 Tundra Blast, level 2 Ice Imprisonment, really doesn't have a whole lot to offer. But personally, I like to gank a lot with Glacius, especially early, get early striders, just go around the map killing people. So for me, maxing out Tundra Blast early is definitely more beneficial.
Stun would be better than that though, because the slow Tundra Blast is static at every level.
No, it's not. They changed it. It scales now.
Does it?
Yeah, it scales. I think they changed that before 2.0. It was... if you mouse over it, yeah. Glacius, level 1, it's only 3 seconds.
Oh, I mean the time, but the percent slowed.
Oh, right. Yeah, the percent slow is the same.
The stun is always better slow, in my opinion. Oh well, let's go back to the game.
Yes, fair enough. As we see the Legion team pushing out down the second top tower. The second top tower, looks like they're just going to back off here. Although it looks like they're spotted up by the wards here, Bobo's wards. Although Boostin doing a bit of counter warding now, going to drop those wards. They're going to lose the line of sight. I'm just looking at Mammon. Has he managed to catch up with his farm yet? He's picked up a Blessed Orb and a Life Tube. Looks like he's going for a Null Stone first up. I'm not sure if that's really going to help him at this point. I'm guessing he's just hoping it'll annoy Arachna a bit, stop him from getting ganked quite so much. But really, I don't see a late Nullstone helping him out all that much in the fights at this point in time. What about you, Cujo?
What's your question, sorry?
Madman's still... He's trying to get a very late Nullstone. He hasn't even got his farming tools yet, so I don't know. What's your opinion?
Even if it was an early Nullstone, he's still better getting a BKB. You can't afford to get hexed by Witch Slayer. If he can mana drain you, and then he can hex you straight away, and it's like you didn't even have a Nullstone in the first place. You just need BKB against Witch Slayer. Yeah, exactly. You just need BKB against that too.
It's a good point. As we see counter wards after counter wards coming out here in the jungle, both teams trying to get all-important map control of the jungle. As it looks like the Legion team are just going to camp that jungle, make sure Madman can't do squat in there to farm his way back to into any sort of respectable GPM. As we see Pestilence, what's Pestilence got now? Still nothing. He's still picked up a Mighty Blade. Looks like he's going for that shrunken head that you were talking about earlier, Cujo. Really just waiting for the Legion team to get their push happening. And I'm just going to look at Demented Shaman's build. He looks like he is going for the same build that you were talking about earlier, Cujo. He's gone for 3 in an Entangle and then just going to max out Unbreakable after that. As we see the Demented Shaman ult come out, looks like the Legion team are going to have to back off here. Just looking at Hellbringer, looks like he's trying to build a Gnome's Wisdom still. Personally, not that big a fan of Gnome's Wisdom. I know, honestly, I just don't think that's a team that can really benefit from all that much. As we see the Meadfield come out again.
Always a better item.
Dark Lady's ult comes out. Madman getting pinged there, but
one in the stun from Pestilence.
that was not a good stun indeed. Madman goes down. Sorry, as Hellbringer goes down. Madman getting taken out by Hellbringers. Malphus, although Witchslayer looks like he's in trouble, gets taken out by Dales with Boils. Pestilence going down in the end. I think it was Arachna there. True Sky's got him. As we see Arachna getting hit by the Weedfield, but really Myrmidon in a lot of trouble here. They might take Arachna with him. Arachna going down. You see Pestilence just walking away here from Dark Lady. Dark Lady picked up an Abyssal Skull, though Pestilence trying to go toe-to-toe. No, going to back off now. Blinking away, just trying to get back to safety. So really, I don't know. Actually, no, Glacius. I think, pretty sure Glacius went down in that fight pretty early. He's only a little late, so he's respawned before the fight's even over, honestly. You see Pestilence might be able to run down Dark Lady here. As he does, he gets the blink off, gets a bash off, gets another bash. Dark Lady goes down. Stuck around just a little bit too long, and the Legion team get genocided. Did not expect that.
Huge overplay. He got a quad kill and then he waited for Glacius to respawn.
Yeah, indeed. Bit of a mistake.
I've been expecting the Hellbringer, the Congo kill with Pestilence and Hellbringer. Really need to get that early Congo kill. If they can get that, they might be able to turn this around. This is really what I was saying before is when you have Pestilence, if they got that early portal key, that would have changed the early game so much. Like Dark Lady, it's a bit too late now. Even the Dark Lady has 526 GPM when they could have got him down early with a few ganks from Pestilence with the portal key instead of a Helmet Black thing.
You see Madman in a bit of trouble here, getting pounded on by the Legion team. Dark Lady's back up, Everyone's back up. Unbreakable on Dark Lady, doing a ton of damage. Myrmidon, although Myrmidon has popped the Void Talisman, might be able to get away here. As we see Pestilence waiting back into the fight. Death Balls comes out, Weedfield comes out, catches Dark Lady and Demented Shaman. And it looks like Dark Lady in a fair bit of trouble. True Skies goes down. A good freeze from Glacius catching him out there. As well as I think it was the Weedfield catching him out, so Deny comes out. So 2 fights in a row, the Legion, the Hellborn team coming out on top. So that was definitely, would you say Pestilence being the key player there with his blinking around in his initiation there with the stuns.
Bobo didn't even have his Hellbringer ulti there. That was just a Legion team. Oh, looks like they have disconnects now.
Oh yeah, maybe they disconnected during the fight.
Arachna didn't even ult yet. I reckon that's what happened. Bubbles looks like he got all his shit off, but Arachna, he didn't pop Geo as well.
Bubbles blew all 3 skills on Madman by himself. As we see the Hellborn team here going for a Kong. Looks like they're going to have this pretty easily. They've got Arachna and Bubbles up, but really probably not going to get there in time. You see Kong dying.
Glacius hasn't counter warded. Like Bobo just went to ward, and they've just seen him ward, so they all know that they're going for the Congo, but they're probably going to get him anyway. But they didn't because if Glacius had counter warded, no, they're all there anyway.
You see Arachna blinking and taking out Hellbringer, but then going down to the counter attack.
This is just getting triple play from the Legion side. Just 2 people going in a fight. Arachna and Bubbles blinking in, thinking they can take on 4 or 5 of the Hellborn team in Congo. It's just a bit of an overextension.
You see Witchslayer probably going to get wiped out here as well. Gets a muff stun off and Pestilence blinking in, although the Weedfield comes out, catching him. Now he's going to go down. So it looks like Frey getting back into the swing of things, just trying to check Madman's GPM, although it's still stuck at 230, so still not doing all that great. But Pestilence, what is Pestilence on? 350, so he's doing alright, but just really nowhere near True Skies. Almost 500 GPM there. That's getting quite high as they hit, yeah, it does hit 500. At this point in time, so Cujo, you say that the GGPR just making some bad plays here, overextending a bit, making some silly plays, maybe just getting a little bit too cocky.
Yep, definitely. I don't know why Dark Lady's going for Shield Breaker. He needs Frost with Skull. If you look at Pest, he's got Flight, he needs to be slowed down. Madman, he's got Stalk, he needs to be slowed down. You know, the whole team needs to be slowed down. It's going to be like Dark Lady's been in a lot of team fights. He's been sitting around not being able to chase people. He's not as fast as them.
Well, we've just seen Pestilence finish off his Shrunken Head, so he is going to be quite difficult to deal with. Probably going to be able to pick up the squishy supports if he wants to take a run at them quite easily. Oh, we see Madman just, no, he's not going to take the Ancients, or maybe he's just asking help. Actually, he's not really probably able to take them out, considering he still hasn't managed to even finish that Nullstone, still stuck with the Blessed Orb and the Light Tube. Really is falling behind. So I'm just trying to check out which of those items my stupid mouse work. As Witchlight has a bunch of dust, wards, and crap on him. Looks like he's definitely going for the HoN support role. It looks like neither one of the Legion supports has really managed to pick up anything here. Actually thought they would have got a little bit more money than that. See, Hellbringer has finished off his Gnome's Wisdom. Glacius has managed to pick up a Void Talisman. Fives, any idea why the Legion supports are so much more underfarmed than the Hellborn supports?
It might just come down to the fact that the last few team fights have been pretty heavily in Hellborn's favour, apart from that quad kill for Dark Lady, which all the Legion skills were down anyway. That assist goal can really just add up after a big team fight, and that's probably all there is to it. Yeah, and then you've got both Witch there, and yes, getting all the dust and walls and stuff. But
it's also because
of team fights.
It's also because the Legion supports have been just stacking, basically being Dark Lady's bitch, which, you know, it's their job, so you expect them to have less farm than like Hellbringer or Myrmidon who are farming. And also, Myrmidon was solo in mid, so he's bound to have more farm than...
sorry, I meant Glacius, not Myrmidon.
Oh, Glacius, yeah. I think it's because he's been less of a bitch and more of an active farming, ganking, pushing role.
Fair enough. As we see, actually, we saw they were stacking the jungle, but then kind of Dark Lady just took every single triple stack in there, so I guess they gave up on it. As we saw, they just lost control of the game and lost control of the jungle, so I guess not much point trying to stack it any further. That's all they were doing was speeding Dark Lady money. Really just waiting for GGPR to make their move. I think it's probably in their hands at this point. It's 31-22, and they've come out second best in the last couple of team fights, but still they're arguably ahead, although the Hellborn have been closing the Golden Experience gap fairly alarmingly. But Pestilence got the token on him, got a Shrunken Head, so he could be something a force to be reckoned with. We see Madman about to be in a little bit of trouble here. Gets the Stalk off though before Bubbles can silence him. Manages to hit him though as he stalks away. As Pestilence comes in, manages to stun 3 people. Hellbringer's ult comes out. Good initiation. Glacius wades into the fight but gets minimized, gets stunned, gets hit by Weedfield. Weedfield comes out. The dust comes out. Pestilence goes down. Looks like Dark Lady's ripping everybody a new one. So we see the Shield Break it really just doing some damage there. Although Pestilence managing to take down Arachna, I think. Although, did Arachna manage to blink away there? No, she did indeed get away there. As we've got Myrmidon possibly in a little bit of trouble. Although Pestilence jumping back into the fight, getting a good stun off. Although Myrmidon's still in a fair bit of trouble. Gets a good Weedfield off though. He might be able to get away from here. Although Arachna's portal key is probably Arachna's portal key is about to come up. Although she breaks off, doesn't keep up the chase. As we see Pestilence blinking back and getting the stun off. Although Pestilence in a lot of trouble, goes down, makes a poor choice, comes near the Dark Lady. Dark Lady rips him a new asshole there. Really just doing way too much damage. And Truce, guys, is on 14-3, so he is causing a massive amount of damage. And really, those Void Talismans aren't doing a whole lot for the Hellborn team here at the moment. But it looks like we're going to see a Rax here as we see Glacius coming back to throw down the Tundra Blast. But really, they need Pestilence to have any chance of fending them off, in my opinion. Although Dark Lady taking a ton of damage here, hits the Shrunken Head. Hellbringer now taking a ton of damage in return, goes down to the Blinking Heroes. As we see Madman getting back into the fight, might be able to take out Bubbles here. Bubbles good take cover, dodges everything, dodges the Weedfield barrel roll and the magic up. Although he gets frozen in the end. Madman pounding away on Arachna and Demented Shaman here. Although it looks like he's going to get slowed down, maybe kited into oblivion. Myrmidon Weedfield catches Dark Lady. Dark Lady now taking a bit of damage. Dark Lady maybe going to go down. He goes down to the ultimate from Myrmidon. Myrmidon really doing a ton of damage there. As Racket just chooses to pull away in the end, almost getting caught out by Wheatfield. But throw over to Cujo. Cujo, do you think the Legion team possibly overextended during that fight? Should have just pulled back and focused on the barracks?
Yeah. Yeah, that, or they should have just gone back.
As it looks like the Legion team are getting back into the Hellborn team are coming back with a vengeance here, although they've, despite saying that, they've actually fallen. They were on 3,000 gold behind, 3,000 experience behind. It's fallen to 9,000 experience behind, so I'm not sure what the hell I just had.
Those buyback on Pestilence and...
Right.
Like really good kills for Dark Lady.
Right.
So, we're really starting to notice now the fact that Madman has no farm. Like, that gank, they got, what, 4 in Pestilence stun? And they followed up with a good Hellbringer ultimate, and then they just had nothing. And Dark Lady was just able to tear them all up. The Madman really doesn't have enough to do any considerable amount of damage. You see Iraq again jumped on in mid, managed to jazz his way out of trouble.
It's checking Rakta's eyes. Looks like she's also building a shrunken head, so she will be able to... I think they're really starting to get annoyed by Pestilence's start. It's really doing a lot of damage, although they are bunching up a little bit. I mean, Pestilence, they let Pestilence catch 3 of them out just then in that last push. Really good, did, as he said, set up a good initiation for them, and then just allowing Hellbringer to follow up there. So it was a whole lot of stun for them. But I don't know about this Madman. Really not far enough. He's managed to finish the Nullstone, but still stuck on 266 GPM. So really not looking too hot. As we see Pestilence now taking the Ancients. But at this point, I suppose your focus fire target on the Legion team would be Dark Lady, but on the Hellborn team, who would you go after first? So,
is that directed at me?
Yeah, sorry, I should have said. Yeah, I'll throw that to Cujo first.
Well, I think first of all, I'd be focusing Arachna, as she doesn't have big AP. And she probably deals similar amount of damage, and she's got that gay aura. I'd also, and if I was Legion, I'd probably focus, try and get Hellbringer down, I suppose, and Madman.
Fair enough, all of that.
Try and get Madman hexed.
We saw during the last fight, all of the... Witch Slayer threw most of his disables on Glacius, just stopping him from being able to do anything. Although Glacius actually went into that fight with the Void Talisman up, so I think he was planning to let off an ult. As we see, Furby Kirby has picked up a port key on his Witch Slayer, so I guess that's what he was saving up all his money for. And Dementor Shaman has picked up a Gnome's Wisdom. Again, I really don't think that's a team that really benefits all that much from it. But I guess he's decided he wants to buy it anyway.
It's just an item that you never buy. Why would you buy it when you can buy it? There's so many other items you can buy.
Personally, I prefer to pick up an Astrolabe or a Tablet of Command when playing Dementor Shaman. What about you, Fives?
Playing Dementor Shaman. Dementor Shaman is one of those heroes who, given the right circumstances, can get a bit more of the farm that he's a bit more than the farm that he's currently getting. But yeah, no, it's just on both Hellbringer and yes, just not something that I agree with or would do myself.
I'd be saving for a sheep stick on DS.
Yeah, Hex or Cyclone or something. Just to, like, if you're out of the, if DS is out of the fight and someone Pestilence jumps on DS, Dark Lady or Arachna, and you can just tablet him away or Cyclone him, you see the fight. Dark Lady's picked up Harkons as well as a shield breaker for some reason, so obviously he thinks this game is more.
I think he's picked it up to just as a a lol item, and the fact that he can now hit all of the Hellborn players who are picking up Void Talismans, just making a point that it's not going to do anything for them. As we see Bubbles jumping into the fountain there. Did he? As we see Bubbles, a couple of good take covers there, although he's probably going to go down, gets taken out there by, I think it was Malphus took him out there. But the Rax comes out, and looks like Arachna managed to take that while they were busy stuffing around in the fountain along with Dark Lady. But definitely Frenetic Array in a bad position, although Dementor Shaman getting caught out there by Wheatfield, then getting barrel rolled into submission. That is ridiculous amount of damage. I think Myrmidon just realised what a cock-up he'd made there. He hit his Void Talisman to try and stop Dark Lady from raping him, and then managed to cop a massive Harkon's Blade attack in his face. Really doing a ton of damage. As we see Glacius deciding that's not going to work. Again, Glacius going down. I think that's why he's bought it, just so he can...
XOXO too cheap.
Yeah, that really wasn't the best of ideas. As we see Dark Lady going down in the end, though, and the Hellborn team managing to save their mid-racks. But yeah, that Harkon's pickup has really just completely fucked with the Hellborn team. I think they've got 2 heroes that have wasted now 1,400 gold on Void Talismans. In fact, all they do now is, you know, harm them, because we just saw Glacius try to activate it against Dark Lady. We saw Myrmidon try to activate it against Dark Lady. You know, Myrmidon nearly got 2 hit, and Glacius did get like 2 hit by Dark Lady. So I guess it's not that much of a waste now. Of course, definitely something that you pick up in the end once you've got a ridiculous amount of farm and your team's already got it in the bag. This point really, I don't know, I think this game is mostly at this point just a matter of time waiting for, what the hell was that? So we saw Pestilence and Witchlight just blink at each other, trying to stun each other, and both just stunning, like just blinking to each other's position and then missing each other completely, as we see Bubbles, I think, just blinking away there. Although Witchlight getting run down in the end. But at this point, as I was saying, I think it's just a matter of time before Frey are forced to concede, although it looks like they're going for another Kong attempt, and the Legion really don't have enough heroes up to deal with them. They're missing both Furby, Kirby, and MK at this point in time, so they're probably going to be able to get that Kong off, although it looks like Demented Shaman's feeling lucky. He's going to try it out, although he's just going to throw a Storm Cloud at them. I'll throw this one to Cujo. Cujo, do you honestly think Frenetic Array can come, like, is there anything they can do with the totem at this point? Maybe even slightly come back, as we see a Hex has been picked up.
Yeah, I think that if Legion overextend again and get Genocide, I suppose there's a chance.
Well, we just saw Dark Lady go down there. That Hex from, I'm not sure who's picked the Hex. I think it's Myrmidon has picked up the Hex. Yes, it is Myrmidon who's picked up that Hex there, so that definitely being quite helpful during that fight. But as you were saying, it looks like the Hellborn are going to try their luck with the push now. They're going to try and get that happening, so it looks like they're not completely out at all. I think I just saw someone TP away. It was Madman TPing back. Oh no, Madman just walked back, I think. So we see TP coming out to try and save the top tower. Looks like the push has been abandoned. Honestly, at this point, don't know. At this point, really, I just looks like Frey aren't being coordinated enough at this point. You know, they all ported back, didn't even try to contest that tower. Although I guess there were some of the Legion teammates coming back up. But if you were, let's say you were on Frenetic Array, Cujo, how would you bring this back?
Well, it's Legion's game to lose, because you just gotta wait for them to push, see if they fuck up, and then try and capitalize. Otherwise, just sort of waiting for the inevitable.
Well, I just watched Pestilence try to stun a BKB Arachna as we see the ult come out from Witchslayer on Pestilence. Pestilence taking a ton of damage, getting frozen by Glacius. Looks like it may have saved his life there, although he goes down in the end to Demented Shaman. Not sure if that was a mistake, as Madman has now picked up an Abyssal Skull. I'm not sure about that buy on him, to be honest. I'll throw this one to Fives. He's picked up an Abyssal Skull before any damage, so I don't know, would you have done that?
No, I don't think that. I can see, like, I sort of see what he wants, like, he thinks he might, help Pestilence out, maybe. But Pestilence isn't really relying on lifesteal. Abyssal Skull's a questionable item at the best of times. Doesn't have a BKB. I don't rate that pick. There's so many things that, looking back, I don't think Frey would have changed about this game, and then that would have assured them a pretty easy victory. I think if they had put, because we can see the damage that Pestilence can do with his board, if they put a trial lane bottom with Pestilence and Madman sort of then Pestilence still would have got that early ulti and still been a threat, but Madman would have been a bit more than useless, which is, he's just starting to become useful, but it's too late now. Like,
as we just watched Madman make a textbook error, trying to port away inside of the enemy who have portal keys and disables at the ready. Really not going down well for him, which they're blinking on him, just throwing out the minimize and screwing him over. All he had to do was walk, a few steps into the trees and then hit the port. But didn't do that, got taken out. And now it looks like the Legion team have got a wide open opportunity to take this mid-racks here. Unless Madman can buy back, but I really doubt he's got the cash for it. Yes, indeed. He's only sitting on... Actually, no, Madman is sitting on 4,000 gold, so he does have the money to buy back. Is he going to... And he has bought back, in fact. So it looks like he's getting stuck in. Pestilence popping that BKB. The Dark Lady ult comes out. It looks like the lead Hellborn is deciding to retreat here as one. Although Dark Lady wiping out those opponents with her Harkon's Blade, doing a ton of damage. As you see, Madman now in a whole lot of trouble, though managing to back up in time. Hellbringer going down. As Truskis picks up another quad kill, ruining the Hellborn team here. Ragnar blinking in, although a little bit too late to catch Madman out now in the fountain. But that's going to be another easy racks for GG Power Ranger, and I think at this point it's just about game.
GG.
Yeah, GG indeed. Although, looks like the GGs are coming up. We're probably going to see the concede go up fairly soon, maybe. Yeah, it looks like it's very closest, although they're just going to let the shrine go down. But as you were saying, some questionable moves by Frey. But anyway, this was GoGo Power Rangers versus Frenetic Array on the CGI ladder in round 4. My name is Triumph. Joining me in the studio tonight have been Cujo and Fives. This has been game 1 out of the best of 3, so we'll be back quite shortly with game 2.